Hello, and thanks for viewing part 2 in this video demo series covering Itential pre-builts being used as part of an out-of-the-box CI/CD pipeline architecture. Previously, in part 1, I covered using Prebuilt Wizard to bundle my network automation and its components into a new custom pre-built, ready for promotion. Now that I have a pre-built created for my network automation, I am ready to run pre-built promotion to kick off the next step in the CI/CD process. Viewing pre-built promotion in Admin Essentials, I can see that there are additional prerequisites that need to be set up in order to install and run pre-built promotion correctly, including the mention of a version control adapter like GitLab, BitBucket, or GitHub with specified versions. I'll be using GitLab for my version control service, so I've configured a GitLab adapter to point to my private on-prem GitLab server. Let's quickly go to the profile to validate that my GitLab adapter is running version 0.8.0 or greater and the connection is online. Looks good. There are additional requirements for running pre-built promotion. For example, the pre-built that I want to push to version control has already been created and exists in my dev IAP server. That's correct. We can see that easily by opening the local folder here on the left. Further explained below in detail in the README for pre-built promotion, I can see that I have to configure the necessary pipeline variables on GitLab or other version control service so that the CI/CD pipeline can communicate via API and promote my pre-built to my target staging IAP server. For example, on GitLab, I can access and configure those pipeline variables by going to Settings, CI/CD, Variables. These won't all be required depending on your use case. For example, if I just want to promote to Git repos, but not directly import my pre-built components to a target staging IAP environment, then I can leave out a number of these variables, as explained in the README. But since I do want to demonstrate direct promotion to Git repos and to a staging IAP server, it's important that I supply these variables pointing to my target IAP server on the version control service. And also that my target IAP server is running the same IAP version as my dev IAP. Now let's open and run the automation for pre-built promotion, conveniently linked from Admin Essentials. The form asks me to select the adapter created for my version control service, in this case GitLab, the project name of the Git repository to be created or updated. In this case, I'll create a new one called Demo Prebuilt. This is an optional field, only relevant for GitHub, not GitLab, so it can be left as is. This is a group path linking to my Git group or workspace. On GitLab, I can see my group path here and in the URL. An option to rediscover prebuilt. As explained in the tooltip here, I only need to select this if new components have been added or removed. Since I've just created my new prebuilt for the first time, I'll leave this off for now, but we will revisit this when it's time to promote an updated version of this same prebuilt. See my local scope. Project path is an optional field only relevant for BitBucket, not GitLab, so it can be left as is. As noted in the form, the option for type of merge request is only relevant when updating an existing prebuilt project repo on Git. Since I am running prebuilt promotion on a prebuilt that has not yet ever been promoted, it is going to automatically make the initial commit on a primary branch that creates the repository. But for future runs of prebuilt promotion, which will be used to update my prebuilt on Git, I can use these last three fields to add useful information to the merge request that will open on the branch of my choosing automatically by the CI/CD pipeline. We are now ready to run the prebuilt promotion automation. Unlike Prebuilt Wizard, there are some manual tasks in the prebuilt promotion workflow that will need to be worked by the current user. However, we should click the Auto Work button to enable the prebuilt promotion workflow to run end-to-end automatically. Once all the tasks shown in job details are complete, I can navigate to my GitLab server and observe that a new GitLab project repo has been created and that an out-of-the-box CI/CD pipeline is already in progress. Running prebuilt promotion for the first time automatically triggers a Git CI/CD pipeline that will first check for security vulnerabilities, validate the prebuilt's manifest JSON, bump up our new prebuilt's version, create an updated artifact.json. This is one file that contains all the core content of our prebuilt, before finally promoting to my designated staging IAP environment. Now we can see that my pipeline steps have completed. On commit to any branch of the Git project repo, the pipeline will perform the steps for quality, test, and generate, and on acceptance of a commit to the primary branch, or acceptance of a merge request committing to the primary branch, there are 2 additional steps, including the version bump and the promotion. Since this was my initial commit, all the pipeline steps were performed as default. We can observe the difference in more detail soon as we make an update to my prebuilt and promote a second time. But first, let's navigate to my target staging IAP server and confirm that my new demo prebuilt has in fact been promoted there with a version bump. Terrific. As we can see, we now have version 0.0.2, as well as a listing of the components described here on the right-hand side. I hope you found value in this demo example of pushing a new custom prebuilt from a dev IAP environment to a Git repo and to a staging environment of IAP. Please tune in and watch the next video in this series where I will be pushing an updated version of this prebuilt and updating its components on Git and in my staging IAP server.